Welcome students, this is Jaideep Manocha, Associate Professor, Department of Information Technology, Arya College of Engineering and Information Technology, Jaipur. The lecture is for final year IT students. Subject is software testing and validation. In this video, we are going to take the next topic of unit number 2, that is performance testing. So let us start. What is performance testing? As you know, the meaning of performance, the same thing we relate with our software performance, in which we basically test for response time, throughput, and a comparison with the different versions of our product, as well as we have to also check performance of our product with the competitive products that are available in the market. So the definition says the testing performed to evaluate the response time, throughput, and utilization of the system to execute its required functions in comparison with the different versions of the same product as well as different competitive product is known as performance testing. So here is a term, that is throughput, you are aware about. That means the capability of the system or the product is handling multiple transactions is determined by a factor known as throughput. Similarly, there is a term, that is response time. It can be defined as the delay between the point request, that means point of request, and the first response from the product. So we have to check both of the things. One more thing we will check, that is known as latency. So what are the methodologies that are used to perform performance testing? Basically, a methodology for performance testing involves the steps as shown on the slide. These are collecting the requirements, writing the test cases, automatic performance test cases, executing performance test cases, analyzing the performance test results, then tuning the performance, then benchmarking of the same, and after that recommending the right configuration to the customers for release, that is known as capacity planning also. So let us consider these points one by one. So first of all, we have to collect the requirements, and as per the requirements we will basically go for writing the test cases. Both kind of test cases will be there, manual and automated. Then the performance automation, basically we check at a maximum level by using automatic test cases. Then these test cases will be executed, and the performance of the result will be tested. On the basis of performance, we have to make a tuning between all the results and our desired results. After that tuning, the performance level will be achieved, that the software is performing at this level or not. If the performance is as per our requirements and desires, that means up to the benchmark, then it is agreed. That means all the team members will be agreed on that performance. That means it will be benchmarked, it will be fixed. After that, the product is released to the customers, or decided to release to the customer, that how much extent of the customers we can touch by this current release, which is also known as capacity planning or capacity delivery. So methodology is other thing, but when we talk about the capacity planning, then we have to think a lot. So a lot of factors are there when we go for the last step, that is capacity planning. So let us understand what is the basic process behind that. You can see here in the diagram that when we talk about process of performance testing, first of all, as we have stated in last slide, we have to obtain the measurable testable requirements, only testable. That means we will collect all, but we will select only testable. After that, we will go for a test plan. You can see at your left side, the second rectangular box is representing the same thing. After that, test cases will be designed, and an automation for test cases will be used. After that, we will be having some results, and we have to fix, or we have to set or evaluate an entry criteria for our performance testing. That means after the results are there, we will pick up the things those are related to our performance. because there may be some points those we are not including in our performance testing. So finally we will perform and analyze performance test cases. You can see at your right side, and after that we will select our exit criteria. That means we have to stop here. Okay, so the entry and exit criteria are very much important. You can see here, these are the main things, because if these are selected wrong, then accuracy will not be there, complexity will be very high, and changes to the product after performance numbers and may mean that the tests have to be repeated, which we don't want to do. Okay, so be aware about this thing, that entry criteria and exit criteria are very much important. So this is about performance testing and the performance and methodology of performance testing. Next lecture we will be using one more topic of unit number 2. Till then, thank you very much.